and television, and it is an honor.
Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Yeah, check it out. Hey.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2. Hello, this is your television speaking. Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
Sophia Nomvete, the name that is going to strike fear into the hearts of moviegoers. Well, that's if she actually ever makes a movie, and TV goers at home. Why? Well, in case you didn't know, she's playing the first female dwarf in J.R.R. Tolkien's Legacy series. She's the first ever because nothing else matters. But of course, I'm here today. I could not resist making a video about this topic. You know how I feel about this stuff in Hollywood right now and entertainment in general. When I saw these videos popping up in the last 48 hours, I had to get on the train. I had to make my videos, had to make my takes. So without further ado, folks, I have to warn you, this is going to be ultra cringe. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about Miss Sophia Nomvete. This woman is something else. I'm not sure what she is, but she's something else. So let's just get into this because this thumbnail is... I cannot believe what I'm saying and what I'm seeing. Owain Arthur, he's a Welsh actor. I've never heard of him, but just this perfect freeze frame where he just sat there. He's hunched. He's not doing the actory thing where you sit upright. Because if you notice with Sophia, she's upright. She's got her perky boobs staring at my face. And I wish she would put them away because she's the definition of mutton dressed as lamb, and I'll get into that one as well later. But come on, let's just get into this video because you gotta hear this. It's just hilarious.
Playing the first female dwarf and immersing myself in the world of Middle-earth in such an extraordinary way with so many resources, texts and scholars surrounding me. So suddenly...
she's talking about that crazy weird Miria Manalonos, the one with the glasses. Oh, I am a scholar on Tolkien. I know everything. Yeah, don't forget Tom Shippey, who's probably the best scholar out there for J.R.R. Tolkien. He was working on this series, and then Amazon quietly moved him to the side because they knew he was going to be, or had already voiced objections about the direction, the woke direction this series is going in. Let's carry on.
It was like food to the soul.
And clearly you ate a lot of the food, love. No.
Now a huge fan of the incredible Tolkien.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that you're the first female dwarf in this universe because
Yeah, actually committing dwarfism here because shouldn't you really hide an actor, maybe of color, who was already naturally a dwarf? So to say that you're playing the first female dwarf here seems a little bit, a bit Peter Dinklage sensitive, shall we say?
this is also really the first time we've gotten to see Khazad-dûm in actual population rather than just...
Oh, this is Screen Rant anyway. Screen Rant is definitely one of the worst sites out there. They shill hard for everything. Sophia Nomvete, she's not new to being an activist. She likes to make her point and make it clearly. It's the kind of cringe takes you'd hear about in the 90s and the early noughts, but people didn't really take much notice. Of course, the direction Hollywood and entertainment in general is going at the moment, of course, is going to be a complete train wreck. Let's have a look at this.
In the play?
I was quite interested in the role because Peter Quince, if you haven't already guessed by the name.
I've heard of Peter Quill, Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, but not Peter Quince.
Most of the time, or has been, done quite a bit by male actors. So I was really interested in getting my teeth into that and being able to maybe find what me being a female actress can...
Now that's interesting because, look, with Shakespeare, anybody knows already, even if you're not an expert or a scholar, anybody can play a Shakespeare role. Well, to them, I don't think there's ever been a female that's played King Lear, because that will kind of defeat the title of that play in the first place. But Shakespeare has left, when he wrote his plays back in the day, hey, he even had Othello being blackfaced by people like Laurence Olivier and Patrick Stewart. So there was that level of interpretation that Shakespeare allowed his plays to be used in that manner. So for Nomvete to say, well, that lots of men play Peter Quince, but I wanted to give you my perspective as a female actress. If you're an actress, you are already a female, because here in the Fellowship of Pop Culture Fandom, we still address women as actresses, who are obviously actresses, and males as actors, who are already actors. So why does she sit here and talk like it's a new revelation? I think you know what it is? It's just entertainment trying to reset the balance. And you know what? It's not working, and I think it's hilarious. And funny enough, looking at her very limited IMDb credentials, she was in a TV game show series for kids in 2019 called Swashbuckle, and she played a character called Captain Hey-Ho. I will say no more. Let's move on before I start sweating bucket loads here. Oh my God, jeez. Right, here we go. So I heard about this. This is a San Diego Comic-Con get-together. And now, I said earlier on in the video, mutton dressed as lamb. There's Sophia sat right there. I mean, would you have, this is kind of like back in the 80s where you'd see a woman much older than her years, thinking she's still in the 20s. Oh, such bliss, wearing the most inappropriate outfits. And talk about taking up real estate on the sofa. That's all I'm saying.
You mentioned that you are the first female dwarf on screen that we are seeing.
And clearly dwarfing the other actors around her on that sofa.
It's a very big deal. How does it feel?
Oh, how dare you? Very big deal. Oh, awful. Oh, how can you say that? Terrible.
That, historic Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah, it feels...
Princess Disa is not part of the Tolkien canon. She's made up for this series. Made up, we already know why, but let's carry on.
Absolutely mind-blowingly amazing.
Oh, gosh.
It is so time for us to expand.
Are you already expanding on the sofa, Sophia? Already expelling that wind beneath your cheeks?
The accessibility and the opportunity for this world, Tolkien's world, to be seen in a way that it hasn't.
I like how this guy sat here looking at her like, what are you talking about, woman? Honestly, babble, 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 babble. Here we go. So, look at this. This is another Cringe interview on Variety's own channel. You got to hear this because this is just genius.
My first opening of the doors, and what a way to be introduced to this amazing country and world. Immediately.
In other words, she wants to get more work in America or in New Zealand.
Felt the support of all the people that were sitting out in front of me, and so everything just relaxed, and I was able to enjoy their presence and enjoy how much they seem to love and be excited for our show.
They seem to love and be excited for our show. No, they're not.
Well, we learned
about woman dwarves that we didn't know through your portrayal.
Well, we learned that they exist.
They're there.
And thank you so much, Angelique, for noticing and acknowledging.
Yeah, thanks, Angelique, for just gaslighting and virtue signaling what we don't need to know already. So thank you, Angelique. You've thoroughly done your research here.
This is the first time that we see a woman, and the first time...
Oh no, the first time we've seen a woman. Oh, heaven forbid. You've already enraged the LGBTQ plus IA squad out there. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
We see a black woman in this area, in this world, and these works of...
J.R.R. Tolkien banned black people from his universe because J.R.R. Tolkien was writing about a specific time in his lifetime that he just wanted to incorporate into Lord of the Rings to give England a mythos. That's all it is. It's not about, well, I don't want a certain population being in my novels, in my adaptation to whatever, because this is the way I wrote it. I mean, one man had a vision, you know, Queen had one vision, and apparently we can try to turn back the wheels of time. We can try and reset the elements in motion, and it's terrible. It really is.
You know, this is necessary. This is a revolutionary moment.
Oh, it's a revolution, folks. So she's speaking like a communist. Well, there you go.
And television, and it is an great amount of relatability with DC. You know, she is a mother, she is a wife, but she also.
So if DC was played by a man and he went on the podium and said, "Well, you know, I'm a father, I'm a husband." And by the way, we haven't seen what the kid looks like, so I'll be curious to see what the kid actually looks like in this respect. Are they going to make a big deal about that as well? A mixed race hobbit?
This passion and ambition for her people, for her home, and for her...
Oh my God, I'm just... Do you know why I'm forwarding this interview, folks? I think I need to go all the way back, actually.
I'm out there in Holly.
Yeah, now you see, I'm not really interested in Sophia Nomvete here in this interview, more for Nazanin Boniadi on the right. I mean, she's a smoking hot lady, probably maybe quite irritable in real life. I don't know, never met her. But of course, a lot of fans will know her as Farah, if I remember that rightly, from Homeland. She had no problem appearing in that series. And of course, she has no problem appearing in this series, where she gets to be an activist, boys and girls. She's actually gone on record as saying that the character she plays is somewhat of an activist. So there you go. But the reason why I point out this interview here between Sophia and Angelique of Variety, remember Shuti Nagawa? This Cringe interview here and this was done when? In May. Oh my God. May the 4th be with you not. Now, of course, I've got the closed captions up here for your very eyes, and you need to kind of see this, folks, because it's so bad.
A lot of wonderful things being done. But yeah, just seeing the diversity on screen is been great, and pushing that is, yeah.
I feel like...
Yeah, let's push it. Let's push it. Now, you know why I've actually highlighted this BAFTA red carpet interview here? Because if you went back to the Variety interview, both the people of colour are being interviewed by persons of colour. I mean, what does it say if you don't just have, like, say, someone like Seth Meyers or Stephen Colbert maybe doing the interviewing on these red carpets? It's kind of a bit of a strategy that's going on here, which I don't like very much. It's very infuriating. And, well, what more can I say, folks? I mean... Doctor Who's going to be a disaster anyway. I won't watch it. I'm just going to wait for other fans to talk about how bad it's going to be. Have no faith in Russell T Davies anymore. He used to be good. I used to like him a long time ago, but it seems he might have been in a coma, very much like Kevin Smith has woken up and has decided, you know what? I need to change the world now. I need to make it a better place. But the last thing I want to show you, folks, and I've had to cut the sound out here because I think they're using copyrighted music from the Lord of the Rings films, but some dwarf women can be seen at the beginning of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. So let's get into this. I'll just probably do a bit of a voiceover while we're talking about this. And of course, the person here highlighted female dwarves straight away, which is great. And of course, yes, I made that crack before about dwarfism, or you're excluding actual dwarf actors in favour of shall we say, normal-sized actors. But look, here we go. Female dwarf, and oh my God, she's got a beard. And oh my God, she's Caucasian. You know, that's the way Tolkien wrote things many, many years ago. There you go, another one. So there you have it. Now, and of course, that guy here looks a bit like Owain Arthur, the actor who sat there next to the insufferable Nomvete at the beginning of this video. Now, I've got to address something as well. I always hear this. I don't hear it as much now because I've cut off ties with, shall we say, people have got the opposite view of what I believe in now, which is, why do I always criticize these takes in Hollywood? And the reason why I do it, because the people who are just for these bad takes, will never go and see the product. They may go and watch it once, or they may get really embarrassed and never speak about it again. Ms. Marvel is a case in point. I've not heard one person in the sphere of the normies who said, well, you know what, Jason, I really enjoyed Ms. Marvel because I thought it touched me on so many levels. I've never heard anybody say that. People who defend like She-Hulk, and oh my god, speaking of She-Hulk, I saw a billboard. I wish I'd filmed it actually on Monday night. I was out on the town with my friend and we were driving back and I saw this massive billboard of She-Hulk and I thought they used a CGI image of her and it just looked absolutely terrible. And I thought, wow, if anything, I'm going to watch that show. I'm going to download it. I'm not going to give Disney any V figures or money. I'm going to watch each episode and I'm going to review them for you. The same with The Lord of the Rings, The Power of the Rings. I can't really say those two names in the same sphere. It's insulting to J.R.R. Tolkien. Let's call it The Power of the Rings. I'm going to go through all the episodes of this first season if I can grin and bear it. I guarantee you Amazon will try to find a way to censor reviews online. I predict there might be a leak of the show before it gets aired because I'm pretty sure people behind the scenes, a lot of them have not enjoyed working on this series. Nobody asked for a J.R.R. adaptation of any of his works. Should have left it alone. And I'll say this once and I'll say it again. If you wanted to stoke the fire a little bit but have fun at the same time, you could have made it a parody series. Oh no, not another Hobbit movie. That would have been great. I would have had no problem with that. I would have thought, you know what? Yeah, a bit disrespectful. Tolkien would have hated this anyway, but at least, you know, giving us a black female dwarf with a beard, or in this case with Nomvete, who I think has a bit of vanity about her. She probably thought, oh, you know what? I don't want to have a beard because I want people to see my face. I think there's an element of vanity where she's concerned. Also, you had the guy that's playing the elf of colour, how he's got the faded haircut. Again, where were their barbers in Middle-earth back in the day, huh? Yeah, you tell me. So guys, if you enjoyed this video today, you know I couldn't resist making it. I had to come out of my little cubby hole and do what I had to do. Leave a like below, smash that subscribe button because the subscribers are getting bigger and I kind of like it. And if I were you, and if you were me, I would check out the next video.
Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. Duke Nukem approves this guy.